Most people remember Sarah Palin as the bold, outspoken politician who shook up the 2008 U.S. presidential race. But what really happened to her after the spotlight faded? 1 minute, she was everywhere, headlining news, making speeches, and becoming a pop culture sensation. The next, she seemed to disappear. But here's the twist. Her story didn't end when she stepped away from the national stage. In fact, what came next shocked everyone. Sarah Palin burst onto the political scene as the governor of Alaska, but it was her selection as John McCain's running mate that made her a household name. Almost overnight, she went from being a relatively unknown governor to one of the most talked about figures in American politics. People either loved her or couldn't stand her. There was no in between. But one thing was clear: she knew how to get people talking. And when HBO released Game Change, a movie that painted a dramatic and sometimes unflattering picture of her role in the campaign, the buzz around her only grew louder. But did the film tell the real story? And how did she react to seeing herself portrayed that way? Palin didn't hold back. She slammed the movie as completely inaccurate, calling it Hollywood fiction and accusing the filmmakers of twisting the truth. But behind the scenes, insiders claimed that her portrayal wasn't far off. Reports from McCain's team suggested that she was unpredictable, struggled with key issues, and sometimes had emotional breakdowns under pressure. The truth? Somewhere in the middle. But regardless of what actually happened, one thing was certain: Game Change added fuel to an already raging fire. And it didn't stop there. After the election loss, Palin became a media powerhouse. She wrote best-selling books, became a TV personality, and even had her own reality show. But her political career? That's where things took an unexpected turn. Despite huge popularity among conservatives, she never made a serious run for president. Many expected her to take over the Republican Party, but instead, she slowly faded from political relevance. So, what went wrong? Some say she lost credibility due to a series of controversial statements and interviews. Others believe she simply lost interest in politics and preferred the media spotlight instead. Whatever the reason, her influence started to slip, and before long, she was no longer the dominant force she once was. But here's where things get even crazier. In 2022, Palin made a shocking attempt at a political comeback. She ran for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, hoping to reclaim her place in politics. But it didn't go as planned. Despite her fame, she lost the race, leaving many to wonder if her political career was officially over. Some saw it as proof that her time had passed, while others blamed the election system, claiming it worked against her. Either way, it was a stunning reality check, one that proved name recognition alone wasn't enough to win anymore. Outside of politics, Palin's personal life has been just as eventful. She went through a high-profile divorce after more than 30 years of marriage, shocking fans who had seen her as a family-first politician. The split was messy, and while she kept most details private, it was clear that it was a major turning point for her. She also faced financial struggles, with reports suggesting that her once booming career had slowed down significantly. From book deals to TV gigs, her influence had taken a serious hit. So, where is she now? While she's no longer the political powerhouse she used to be, Palin is still making headlines, just not as often. She occasionally speaks at conservative events, gives interviews, and stays active on social media. But compared to her peak, things are much quieter. Some believe she could still make another comeback, while others think her time in the spotlight is truly over. But one thing's for sure, Sarah Palin's story is far from boring. What do you think? Did Game Change hurt her reputation, or was her decline inevitable? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more shocking celebrity and political stories. There's always more drama just around the corner.